Grace and peace in Yeshua HaMashiach, Yeshua the Messiah. This study we bring today can be fitted into a Bereshit parasha, as Jews used to say. Genesis chapter 1 verse 27. Image and shape. There's a great evil today in our contemporary religious scenery. Even our theologians claiming to give a priority to the correct biblical translation, they have been confirming wrong translations and biased versions of the sacred texts, just like Jews have made. Not only Christian theology, but Jewish theology too. The ultra-Orthodox Jews don't want us to know certain truths they think only Jews can access. I'm going to give you a very simple example. The expression image and likeness has been used to hide the real translation about what we really are in this world. The original Genesis 1:27 text. Et ha Adam betsalemo betselem Elohim bara otoza ha unikeve baratem. And in the human in his image, in Elohim's image, he molded him. Male and female, he molded them. We find in Hebrew original text these expressions, Betsalemo and Bedemuto, nominal inflections of Tselem and Demut. Hebrew word Tselem means image, and Demut means shape, silhouette, external appearance. What the Bereshit Genesis text tells about human creation is God made us according to his own image and shape. God made the human being with his own image. Yes, God has an image. Jewish scholars deny with all their strength, with all their heart. They always reassure God has no image, God has no shape, definitely. But can we deny what is written in the original Hebrew of the text? Except the detail that the verb bara, Bereshit bara Elohim, the verb bara, set as to create, has a proper meaning of to mold, as if God held some primeval matter with his hands and cut the mold. But this is a matter for another study. The focus of our study by now is Tselem and Demut. God molded every creation, not only we humans, but the heavens, the animals, the angels. He molded all things. And he molded the human with his image and his shape. Not likeness, but shape. The image of Elohim is this kind of appearance we have, that in the truth is not our appearance, is not the human appearance, is Elohim's appearance. What are you saying? What are you talking about? Listen, these things we have, such as 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth, are part of the real appearance of Yah we would see down under the shine of his glory. As we could say, is the real appearance of God we would see down under the shine of his glory if it was possible to remove his natural resplendence to look at him. You know, I'm trying to explain in a possible way for everyone to understand. What we use to call human image is the image of Yeshua, the Son, that God the Father put on us. Everybody has the habit to say, God has no body, God has no image. Because he has not a body like ours. Well, that's a huge mistake. See, God doesn't have a body, as if only a flesh body could be called a body. But he has spiritual body and spiritual image. We know God is a spirit. Such as we know that Yeshua has a spiritual body and a spiritual image. God is not a gleam of light suspended in the air. God is not a kind of floating smoke. God is not a flame of fire. He's a spiritual being, a spiritual person. He has body and shape. But it's all spiritual. Spiritual body with a spiritual image. The shape of Elohim is the outline of his general image, such as head, shoulders, arms, legs, what we used to call human shape, human format. In the truth is the shape of our God. Do you see this kind of study very strange? Don't see it as a strange thing. The Father says to someone, let's make the man according to our image. Let's make. Let's make refers, plural inflection of the word. Let's make. He didn't say, I will make. He said, let's make. He was talking to anyone. In Philippians text, na Brit Hadashah, the New Testament, Philippians chapter 2, verse 5 and 6. Shaul, Ashalia, Paul the Apostle, says to the community, have in you the same heart Yeshua had, for he was in the shape of Elohim. In the Hebrew text of Philippians, it's written, Yeshua was in Demut Ha-Elohim, in the heavens. Before coming to be born as a man, he was literally like a resplendent man. He was a resplendent man. This appearance is what the Kabbalists call Adam Kadmon. The Kabbalah scholars used to say Adam Kadmon is the prototype of the man in heaven. No, that spiritual idea of a kind of man in heaven is not Adam Kadmon. Is Yeshua in his Demut Elohim. Yeshua in his Elohim's shape. They had the revelation, but not the complete understanding. Before coming to be born as a man in this earth, Yeshua existed in heaven, together with the Father, in his Elohim's shape, Demut Ha-Elohim. Yeshua has the same image of the Father. The Son and the Father have the same nature, same mind, same divinity, same image, and the same shape. That's why Yeshua used to say, I and the Father are one. Can you understand this statement? Everyone who studies these things know Elohim is the plural form of Eloah. God is referred in Hebrew with a plural word, Elohim. Elohim is a plural of Eloah. Eloah means divinity. Yah is referred in the plural form because its nature or glory emits two emanations, the Father and the Son, which are only one only divinity. God doesn't have my appearance. I have his appearance. Are you ready to understand it? In the text of John, when Yeshua says, no one comes to the Father but by me, Philip says, show us the Father. Enough. And what did he answer? What did Yeshua answer? Those who see me see the Father. In another part of the text, he says to God, all that's yours is mine, and all that's mine is yours. Have you ever thought about it? Have you read this text into the Bible? Jewish rabbis say it's wrong saying that the Keilah, the congregation, belongs to Mashiach. No, the congregation belongs to God. It doesn't belong to Mashiach. Since it's been said that everything belongs to the Father and the Son, there's nothing wrong. Yeshua can't say the spiritual congregation belongs to him. Even because the Keilah, the spiritual congregation, is called Messiah's body. It's a messianic body. Ancient theologians thought it was absurd to state that humans could have God's image. So they changed the term. They changed the word. They took the word shape and inserted likeness. But likeness itself is the really wrong term. Is the real word, is the real wrong word to use. likeness. It's a wrong word. To have God's likeness means you have His way of being and thinking and acting. Satan managed to convince humans they will be like God. Humans love to think they and God are equal. That's a real demonic blasphemy. We are not equal to God, as it was stated by Satan. We are not equal to God, as it was declared by Satan in Eden's garden. Yah, the eternal God, is infinitely superior to us humans. How could we be equal to God? How could we be equal to Yah, the eternal God? Yah has the power. We not. He's always correct. We not. He's not subdued to concepts of time, space, life, and death. We are. He didn't need to be born, and he'll never die. He doesn't lie. He doesn't commit mistakes. What kind of likeness is this, people say? What kind of likeness do we have in God? Likeness is referred to the way of being, the way of acting. But the original word in the text is God made us with image and shape. Tselem demut, image and shape. Maybe it's difficult for people who never heard about it to accept. That's why I always say, today we have a great necessity of turning back to the original text. Many things in the Bible were distorted. We can only understand the truth, the real truth, if we enter into the original text. But I know not anyone understands Hebrew, not anyone understands Greek, but it's the real need we have to understand the Word of God. If you don't understand the Word of God, you don't need to definitely reject the Word of God. You must come into the original. Many things have been distorted by the religious system. Remember, God hates arrogance, as says in Proverbs 16, verse 5. God hates arrogance. It's a great arrogance to think that we have likeness in God. We have the same image and the same shape. That's why Reina Project, this work, is convoking you. Let's learn only what the scriptures have to teach. If you are really Yeshua's disciple, this word is for you. If you really want to serve God in a correct way, this word is for you. Think that in Yeshua's name.